You know my name.
You know my name. Microphones.
I've got microphone stand envy. It's better.
There we go, it's fine.
Topic for conversation.
You know my name.
Anything interesting crop up in the comments this week? No one was slagging us off.
Yeah, which is a bit disappointing. I think we did have some weird comments. Hang on, I'll have a look.
We'll just Google it.
Why isn't it connected?
It's like the Joe Rogan experience, isn't it?
Yeah, just Google it. Oh yeah, it's okay. Daily Mail says it's true, so it must be true. You know my name. Complaining when I listed all the prog bands, I didn't include the Moody Blues, even though they're not really prog. Oh well, there was a good comment on. I'll tell you, fans of 90s bands are idiots. We get the stupidest comments, the most zealous nonsense from the fans of the 90s bands, and these are bands we like. You know, I hope this person isn't watching and isn't offended, but just one man's opinion. I know. But the idea that this album was flawed in any way is ridiculous.
Which album is it?
So you can guess.
Is it Nirvana?
No, it's Angel Dust by Faith No More, which is really funny because of what came after. The whole point of doing Faith No More was to do Mr. Bungle. And he's no.
Did they leave any comments on the Mr. Bungle videos?
Oh yeah, and we get abuse on the third one because we like the other two. Not good enough. You know my name. You know my name.
Oh, my cold's a lot better. Thanks for asking, Kev.
Yeah, I thought I was. You know me. I'm very socially adept. No connection. Okay, someone has commented on our terrible chat video last week. Talk about cryptocurrency and their use. Its use.
And its use, maybe? Yeah.
So they are very interesting. I assume, does he mean like, what are they called? Internet currency?
Yeah, like Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Co-op, there's a co-op one as well, which I actually looked into because I thought that'd be quite interesting, cryptocurrencies. I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about it. There's like the blockchain, doobry wallers. And I think there's basically you control the amount of currency in the system via a very complicated algorithm, and every time you find a solution to this algorithm, you get some currency, and it introduces more currency into the system, sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
And it's a completely dispersed system, a bit like the internet, I suppose, in the sense that no one's in control of it. No one can sort of control the flow of money.
Because there's no central bank with the bankers.
I think the idea with Bitcoin is you can make completely anonymous sort of transactions. I think there's some payout. You can run some software on your computer which helps process transfers, and you get a certain amount of payment for that transfer, sort of thing. So what are its uses? Good question. What do you think, Kev?
Well, it's like you said, isn't it? It's because you can do it anonymously and dodgily.
Yeah, so you
That's
can.
its main use, is dodgy stuff.
If you're selling drugs over the internet, quite useful in that situation.
Yeah.
The dark web.
The dark web, when you're selling darkness.
That's interesting. There's a sort of correlation there. You talk about the dark money in politics. Oh, we're talking about politics now. You know, these think tanks that are supposedly independent, who seem to get invited on all the shows to give their 2 penneth worth.
Yes.
And are basically lobbyists.
Yes.
And it's not entirely clear where the funding for these things come from.
The government.
Yeah. Might be quite useful for that sort of thing. Bringing destabilising governments.
Mm-hmm. Lizards.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Well, I mean, I suppose in the way money works at the moment is, money is introduced into the system via the banks through mortgages.
Yeah.
Which has been quite unhealthy for our own economy.
It's been spectacularly bad, hasn't it? Yeah. Fail.
Maybe not everywhere, but I mean for this economy. So I mean that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it, cryptocurrency? Maybe we should do an episode on cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about cryptocurrency. That'd be great.
Yeah. If you want to see us do an episode on cryptocurrency,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll actually read something on it.
But actually, I think more we're open to suggestions of what we should chat about, I think that'd be far more entertaining.
Yeah, that's quite good. I mean, initially we were sort of saying, well, we'll look at the comments and talk about what's cropped up in the comments. But as soon as we can't get on the comments because they're offline,
The internet's broken.
iPad fail. And I
Someone's
don't know if
switched
there
off
is.
the internet.
Yeah, I don't know if there is much really.
We need to ring up to Stephen Hawking and tell him to reboot it on the top of Big Ben.
I was just reading Simon Perry's comment. It's quite funny.
Oh yeah.
He's quite funny, isn't he?
Someone's been asking about Genesis again.
Oh yeah, are we ever going to do trespass and nursery crime? Was it?
We should do Trespass and Nursery Crime at the very least. Yeah. The problem is once you do that, you just open the floodgates. Well, do all the other albums then. Come on.
Yeah, but you know what happened with Pink Floyd when people were asking things like that?
Yeah, it was just so unfair. How dare you do all the reviews and charge them?
Yeah, should we do every Genesis album ever, and we'll re-review the ones we've already done,
just like the same things again.
and we'll do an extra of a musical box review, and we'll charge for it.
$9.99. Yeah, but what this person was quite interested, predictably asking about is what do you really think of Invisible Touch? Because I'm constantly using Invisible Touch as a thing, but I've also said Genesis don't do bad albums, not really. I think Invisible Touch is their worst album, but they let go of something only for that one album. It's like they became something slightly different. People will say, "Oh, Genesis always do different albums," but that album is different to all the others. I think there's something missing there. There's something 80s in a way where none of the other albums, not self-titled, not We Can't Dance or Abacab. Something really empty about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the technology. It doesn't help if I don't like the epic. So yeah. Invisible Touch is worse than Calling All Stations and Genesis to Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because it can't be that his comedy is utter shit. Full stop, no space. I have no dog in this race, comma, no space. The fact is, this guy is about as funny as bone cancer. Welcome to the internet. What happened? I mean, what happened? What went wrong with the internet? It was going to be great. It was going to be so cool. When it was all nerds, it was just a utopia of knowledge and expression. And then somehow, all the idiots got on it and decided it wasn't evil anymore. They did think it was. Even in the 90s, they thought it was evil, remember? But now they decided it's not evil, so they go on there and shout. It's ruined everything.
It has. Well, the internet has become a marketing platform, essentially, hasn't it?
Well,
It used to be a platform for expression and discussion and debate. And sharing of information.
yeah. Now big companies set up bots to
It's just-
derail debate.
Yeah. And that's what happened to the internet.
Yeah.
I'm just reading this. System shady. I didn't realise who DL was. Have you read it? DL is a very, very, very sad little man.
Oh yeah. It took me a bit of time. I had to click on the video and realize what the video was.
The way he passes the hat around, the latest is to pay for his boiler. Try getting out of your pit at 6:30 and get a job so you can pay for it, you lazy sod.
I didn't agree with that. I mean, you
No,
can say
I
that
don't.
about anything. It's capitalism, isn't it? That's how he's making his money. You can't say, you're not allowed to make money that way. You can only make the money this way.
That's the George Osborne argument, isn't it? People getting up in the morning and seeing curtains closed, or their neighbours' curtains closed because they've been up all night watching big screen TVs and not doing any work.
Yeah, they've got a massive TV and they're obviously on benefits because I don't see them going to work.
I read something quite interesting this week. But there's a big debate between public sector and private sector, but there are actually 4 sectors in society. There's public sector, private sector, the household, and the commons. This is George Monbiot, by the way. He's just got a new book out, and I was just skimming the book. And household, the sector has become so devalued. So you're talking about people who stay at home and look after kids, maintain the house,
Yes.
and stuff like that. That has become so devalued in society, and
Yeah.
it's actually critical
Yeah.
to a successful and happy society.
And
certainly.
untenable, you can't do it.
Yeah,
It's been set up so you actually can't do it.
yeah. So that's what's going on there. I mean, we're constantly told that the private sector is, the be all and end all, is going to supply everything for you, and it's just not true.
Mm.
Yeah. So
The reality is somewhere in between, as always.
yeah.
Yeah, there's four quartiles of society, though. We all know that. There's thinkers, doers, chavs, and Daily Mail readers.
Yeah.
I've said this before. It's one of the very first things I posted on Facebook, and it's probably the best thing I've ever posted, ever. Because it's actually true. It's meant to be a joke.
Okay, well, this has been a bit of a rambling chat, hasn't it?
It certainly
I
has.
don't know. I'm going to title this one.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I think I like the idea. tell us in the comments what to talk about.
Yeah,
That
and
could
we'll
be quite
talk about
funny.
it.
Yeah, even if it's something we don't know anything about, etc. Lots of fun.
Should we record an album? Review an album?
Yes, we should record an album review.